Okay, I think then we are ready to start then, people. Yeah, the music is intentional.
Come on!
So,
We've just been enslaved, escaped, fight back, and what else?
what else
Getting
we will
enslaved
find
again.
out
Let's
in
repeat.
the episode 61 of the Tale of the Power Rangers. So, welcome back to the world of TCR Adventures. Last time when we left your characters, it was quite eventful, and it also was you met a few unusual characters, you proceeded some tough challenges, as well as meeting some unexpected allies. So, in the last game, you all were running away from the explosion that was caused by the dwarf who was trying to impede the pursuit. As you stopped, you observed where you actually ended up. You had a conversation about your plans and decided to continue further. You end up on the bank of a lake which had a very nice light blue waters, periodically with those bubbles appearing in different parts. Rafe was mesmerized by the view, decided to go and check it out. And as she checked the water using her aqualung mask artifact, kind of, as she was departing from the bank, she was grabbed by the thick rope, which was actually black hair. Exactly at this moment, you have seen how the creature appeared from under the water, and you called it for yourself Samara. Farwell was trying to be peaceful and try to communicate with the creature. He identified some critical traits of it and turned the conversation in a way that the creature stopped perceiving you as an immediate threat. And as soon as it happened, the darkness appeared from the tunnel you have just left. That was a very interesting bottleneck situation, as this time you were expecting, you were ambushing the drow, and they were appearing and trying to catch you, grapple you, and put you back into the slavery where they think you belong to as meat. But using the help of an unexpected ally, as well as carefully positioning yourself on the bank of the lake, you managed to dispatch several of the soldiers, as well as their commander. Farvald made a final blow. However, you haven't seen the priestess herself actively participating in a fight. As one of the last soldiers lost signs of life, as he was finished off lying on the ground by Rave. Yes, you have seen how the drow warrior appeared right above the Farwell, and he was just stopping him from taking out the poisonous arrow from the body of Gaki, the fire genasi that was one of the two surviving prisoners. You recognized him. It was the same guy that picked a card from a deck of many things back in the camp, as well as the one who dispatched the mage during your exit. He quickly tended to Gaki, helped her out, and brought her back to consciousness. And Farwald also made another conversation with him, persuading him to join your small group to the pursuit to seeing finally the sunlight. As you're currently deep down, who knows where, how deep, into the pit of Melis or surrounding areas. So we ended our game as you have actually were going by the right side of the lake, with the drow and Farward going ahead and basically having their conversation, and Bob and Rave going in the middle of the group, with Gaki and the dwarf carefully holding each other and keeping each other straight, walking in the back of your group. Yes, that's our intro. Farvel, as you're currently walking right beside the drow, you notice that he is carefully observing all the surrounding areas next to him. As you're looking at the lake to your left, you notice that its area is slowly but surely expands. And if your vision, you cannot see really far how far does the lake go, but you think that if it continues the same way, you probably won't be even able to see the other bank of a lake. So it's quite a large cavern and quite a large under surface lake formation. You also see that periodically the drow is making like stops. Then he points his faces in different direction, also especially looking up. And only after a few seconds of delay, once the Raven Bob catching up and Gaki with Dwarf on their feet, then he continues on. You feel that he would be easily walking way faster if it wouldn't be for you.
Okay. In what condition was the team again? So, I mean, I think Gaki was alright, but what about the dwarf? I know Gaki was not alright, but the dwarf also not, right? They look kind of weak, could it be?
You can roll for medicine.
Why can I always roll for the things I'm not good at?
Time to learn new
Is
stuff,
8
right?
enough?
8?
Yes.
You remember that recently Gaki was basically unconscious, so now she definitely looks way better when you saw her lifeless body after she was subdued to the effects of the poisonous arrow, and to the help of the dwarf who is keeping her straight up. As you're looking at the dwarf, you notice that he himself actually all his bottom of his armor and pants, they're all wet because he actually was trying to drown one of the drows in the lake. You notice a few open wounds on his sides, but they don't look to be life-threatening as of now. But he definitely suffered quite a few injuries in that fight. As you're looking at others, Bob, how do you feel?
Bob feels good overall. He just doesn't feel a lot of spell slots left. But on the outside, it looks pretty okay.
Ray, how do you feel?
Half okay. I mean, I'm fine still, I guess.
Normal.
Yes.
I mean,
And I was better before the fight, but I'm not really dying or something. No.
Anyone has any healing potions left?
I think we found some, didn't we?
We found some green potions that I don't know what are those.
Why? Who is almost dying? I don't think that you're almost dying.
So from all your group, the dwarf probably looks the worst.
Wow. And we're fine. We're good to go.
And the drow who is currently leading your group, he doesn't have a scratch.
Yeah, we also lost a few points, but not like all of them. So
I have 1 potion of healing.
yeah, me too. But who needs? Nobody needs.
Right now, no one needs.
Wait. Didn't we wanted to take a short rest? Because using my high intelligence, I remember that warlocks don't have a lot of spell slots.
This one has none, so yeah. I mean,
we can also get HP back.
Yes, we can all get HP back during a short rest. I can
You
get
have
all my
this-
spell slots.
I mean, but is it any safe? We know that not everyone's dead.
That's the thing, like, probably the priestess will be after us with
Rafe.
more drow.
Rafe, as you constantly notice that the drow ahead of you, he's trying to keep the pace. Like, he doesn't try to run off of you, he tries to keep the pace, but he tries to keep it constant. Slow but constant.
Yeah, I mean, we should just try to leave and feel like not so deep in the cave.
I mean, the question is, like, can we leave without having a fight? Because if it comes to a fight, we're not in a good spot, I think. So if we have to fight anyways, then let's first take a rest.
I don't
What do you
mind
think?
finding the priestess again if she comes with the same amount of body meat.
I mean, the problem is we don't have Samara now, and before we had a strategically very good position, and they probably underestimated us. So, second time would be definitely harder. She'll have a new commander, I'm sure. Yeah, okay,
Anytime,
third
yes.
time.
Just
Fair enough.
picks out of the pocket a new commander.
Bob, as you are walking next to by Rafe, you notice that she is currently expert in trying to identify the item in her hands that she picked from the body of the commander. Rafe, you're currently holding the whip.
A whip, yes.
It's
Your turn,
in
you
your
guys.
hands. It's in your hands. I added it to your inventory,
Okay.
so you can take a look and you can tell the team how it is. What does it do? You want? It feels very
Okay.
comfortable in your hand. Something that you definitely would have experience of using.
Yeah, that's the whip of command.
What, you're
It sounds
proficient
really-
with whips?
No,
Okay.
but I can use it. It's like I can also use other stuff. Yeah, I mean it looks nice. It's a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this weapon.
Like
And
what
yes, I
damage
can use
does
it
the
on,
whip?
on my friends. So I can try it on you if you want. To give you an advantage on your next attack or saving throw.
But will I get the damage as well?
It doesn't say that much. Do they?
It's currently in the rolls channel.
But it,
What saving throw? Oh my. Okay, Carolina. And this is really good. You're
I
gonna
can
whip
whip at any point. Like
every time someone lockpicks a lock. Just whip him really hard.
yeah, we should have like a new keyword for using the whip.
Okay, so yeah, it's the opposite of a safe word. It's an initiation word.
Yeah.
What would it be?
Rafe, you are proficient with it.
Oh, great. It's always gonna work, okay? So, what is the keyword?
And you're gonna use it on yourself, right?
Can I use it on myself? Like also for giving, like for having advantage.
So it uses your action.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're whipping yourself, you're using your action. Then you're don't have any more action. You have a bonus action, but
Yeah.
if we're talking about combo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this whip can be used as bonus action in combat when it's not on herself.
No.
Always action.
Always. Ah, okay.
That changed.
Hmm. Yeah, but I mean, I could use it as a bonus action because I'm a dual wielder.
Bonus attack twice, yeah.
Can't you conjure exactly the same whip that would have exactly the same effect?
Most likely.
So you would be able to conjure whip as a weapon and be proficient with it, but it doesn't make it the same magical properties.
Unfortunate. But actually, what's the damage of that item? So it should be 1d4, right?
1d4 plus 2.
Plus 2. Okay. Not really much damage, but.
No, I guess it's really more useful to help people on their attacks, yeah.
Tiefling's understanding of help.
Yeah.
Yes, as you are exploring the item in your hand, you feel that this handle is actually, it was quite used before. You can find a few of the scratches there, which can even resemble somebody's palm holding it. So you quickly find it to be, and you try practicing your wrist movement. Bob, as you look at it, tell us how you feel.
I don't know. Not interested in being whipped. No, that's against the beliefs of Irene. We help
There's
people.
Irene!
Yeah, we don't whip them at temples. Maybe at Kosu Temple they do that. But no, at Irene, no.
It's
So
not with the
I'm fine.
purpose of punishment. It's with the purpose of helping.
I can help myself just by asking Irene for help. So yeah, I don't think I need that.
You notice how the drawer in front of you, he suddenly takes a turn to the left, to the bank of the lake, and you still keep on following him. He gets all the way to the water, and then steps several steps inside of it. And he turns back to you and he asks, he tells it in Elvish, please walk into the water, at least a few steps in.
I ask him in Elvish, well, why? Why do we need to walk into the water?
And he points your finger towards the black sand, which is currently your feet are on. Orvald, as you're following with your eyes the way he points fingers is, you notice a trail of steps that you are leaving as you are walking by the shore.
Okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. But will the water be safe? I ask him.
You will see. At least she will not be of a trouble for now.
Not getting anything, so I'm just looking at them like, okay, whatever.
Is there someone else than Samara in this water? Or something?
Absolutely. Haven't you heard of the Dark Lake before?
No, never. What can you tell us about? What should we know?
Oh. Alright, I forgot for a brief second that you are not from here. Then you don't really want to spend a lot of time next to it. Sometimes the lake itself can take its price of your presence.
Okay. So we should try to leave this room, this hall, this grotto as soon as possible. Alright. Okay, yeah, then I tell to the
I don't
party
think
in
we can
common.
stop after what you've done with Commander, and this moment he is kind of like puts his fist into the tension and then releases.
Wait, why does he do that? Out of compassion for the commander or out of anger about the commander?
Roll for insight.
15.
You feel that this reaction is similar as somebody is taking the hot pan and then removing their hand urgently, and then they're starting to think about themselves how stupid they are.
But that didn't give me any information about his intention. I had a 15 roll.
He is hurling you up into the river.
Okay.
Gaki
Well,
is
I'm
passing
telling
Bob and
party
Ray
to follow.
and walks.
What's happening?
Yeah, okay, so we should actually move for a bit into the water so that we lose our tracks, and I point out the tracks on the black sand. And we should get going as fast as possible. We don't want to make camp next to the water, next to this lake.
I don't think we are able to make camp anytime soon. We're
Okay.
just too close to the trail.
Alright. So I follow him.
Does everybody walk in? Bob, Ray?
Okay.
So as you all make your first few steps into the water, you all get the same feeling as Rafe just several dozen minutes ago when she put her face into the water. It's very warm. It's like a bath, like a hot bath. Something that gives you a relaxation feeling for a few moments. If you're just trying to close your eyes and just to try to collect this warmth and feeling here. But the moment you try to compare this feeling with your eyes and what you're seeing and with your experience, it's such a sharp contrast that brings you back awake. As the last person walks into the water, you see that this trail of steps disappears. You no longer leave trails by the water. You see how the drow, he is casting a spell. He is taking something from his pocket, which looks like a burned leaf. He takes it, he sprinkles right in front of him, making this movement in hand, flinging it all himself. And as he finishes this, he steps out from the water to the shore. You all can see that as he walks out of the water, the place where his steps were just in, there's not a single trail left.
Oh, this water is so powerful.
Nice.
And he urges to you, come, stay close to me. You must stay close to me for this to work on.
Can I quickly get a bottle of this magical water with me?
Sure. Do you have something to keep it in?
I have 2 empty bottle glasses, probably from health potions.
Absolutely, you can.
Okay, then I'll make one. Maybe it's magical. The water.
You all can see how Bob clearly puts one of the empty potions into the water. He pours it in. As you look at it, the color of the water didn't change. It still reminds you of this light bluish breeze, lazuric Oh, of the water. Yes. As you all step in out of the water following his advice, you all can see that the places where you step now, they no longer leave any footsteps. So he tells you, I'm able to cover us for some time, at least to give us first initial advantage. I'm pretty sure they will send their hounds, so we need to move on. Please stay close to
Hounds?
me.
Right.
What kind of hounds?
Deja vu.
Yes.
He looks at you. He's trying to find a synonym for you. The synonym that he uses is stalkers.
Stalkers. So are they like on 4 feet and do they bite? Do they have 4 legs?
There is more than 4.
Great, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I follow him like closely for the spell to work. And
he asks you to
while
stay within
walking-
30 feet of him.
And while walking, since we don't have anything else to do, I show him the green vial I have. This, a greenish potion, which I collected from the dead drow, and ask him what it is, and if it's a drowish poison, and if he could tell me or teach me about it, how to produce it.
He asks you what was the origin, where did you get it?
Found it on the commander.
As you're proceeding on, he takes some time in silence, and then he turns to you and says, wait a second. My name is Rizantar.
Oh, I never asked for his name.
I will post it in the- The thing that you're holding in your hand has captured more creatures, has assisted in capturing more creatures that you can even imagine. This is one of the most deadliest Drow's weapons, and you don't really want to be on the other side of the tip of a spear or sword or bolt, which is engulfed into this liquid. He points at the back towards Gaki, who is now like, she's no longer limping as she was before. Seems to be her power is getting back. And he says, somebody who might be twice of her size could be easily put down and turned into meat with what you're holding in your hands.
Okay. Seems interesting. I'd like to learn more about it. What to do against it. What counter poison would be the remedy, I mean, or how to produce the poison itself. Can you teach?
Roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Why disadvantage? Great. 11 and 16. But I'd like to use my inspiration, which means I can reroll, right? I can reroll the lower roll.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Oh, crit.
So it's 16, yes?
So the crit doesn't count? Critters.
If it's disadvantage, you take the lowest roll.
Yeah, okay.
He listens to your words attentively, and he asks, "Would you like to turn people into slaves? Why do you want to know it?"
Hmm. Good question. No, I'm not in favor of slavery, but sometimes, I mean, you find yourself against very strong opponents, and instead of having a very messy fight, it might actually be better to just take them out. Like, it can be safer for everyone. Like, if we would have had that poison in the fight, in the first encounter with the drow, there might have been less bloodshed. We might have just escaped.
Okay, then since because of your role, he asks the second question. Then once you hit someone with this, and you succeed, and the poison takes place, what would you do with a lifeless body?
I mean, that depends. Like, in that situation before, when we are being ambushed, I think I try to, leave the situation as soon as possible. I mean, of course, I'm not quite sure what happens with someone. I just expect them to wake up after some time, if they've been hit with a poison. Is that correct?
Sure, after some time they might regain the consciousness. Depends on their physique.
Yeah, sure. So I think that would be the best case in a dangerous situation like that, to just leave. I mean, there's no need for a fight, right?
If you would ask me about this even a day ago, I don't think we would have this conversation. I think I would kill you and turn you on the spot. But today, maybe your words have certain reason, but I'm not ready yet to give this. And he points at several similar bottles on his belt of a similar composition in your hands yet. Bob, you're currently overhearing this whole conversation. You understand the Elvish that it happens. Do you tell anything? What do you do?
I mean, I want to see if the bottles Farvald is holding are exactly the same as I have, or they're different size, shape, color, price.
The one that you collected from?
From a normal soldier, one of the elite draw soldiers, normal elite draw soldier.
Please roll investigation, as you have a glimpse of a view of this thing that Farvald is holding in his hand.
With the help of Irene, of course. Investigation. Why? Oh. Almost. It was 26 on the board, but let me do it again.
Wow.
Re-rolling. So it's 27.
Since you're very close and you're comparing the physical composition of the vial as well as its internal composition based on the amount of bubbles it's currently experiencing due to shaking, you're trying to mimic exactly the movement of Farvald as you're walking on, and the thing in your hand seems to be behaving in exactly the same way as the vial in Farvald's hands.
Good, good. What do you mean, the thing? Not the water from the lake, no. The vials.
Wait,
from
are you comparing the water from the lake, or are you comparing
No,
the
no, I'm
vials?
comparing the vials. The vials from the soldier.
The
Elite
vials.
drop.
Yeah, so this is about the vials,
Okay.
not about the
So
water
I
from
have
the lake.
2 of them. I'll keep listening, in case I will hear any more interesting stories.
Maybe you
And-
can inspire him and persuade them with the power of Irene that we're good people.
It's a poison. Like,
We are that good of people.
you can't
That we
use
don't-
poison in any other way except as a poison.
To save those who can't save themselves, man. You're the priest. Come up with something.
Commit suicide or what?
Ray,
Maybe.
Ray, you hear from behind you a voice of Gaki, who is addressing you. Hey, I think you did really great. I've seen this wall of flames that you have conjured. Wow, that was really cool. I've seen this guy trying to cross it through, burning to crisp. That was the most satisfying thing I've seen in my life.
Yeah, you could also do that, I guess.
Me? Oh, I wish I had spent my youth in the different skills. That's
And you
Who
can
taught
train,
you
I'm
that?
pretty sure.
Who taught you that? How did you do that?
It's just part of my blood, like my ancestors. I kind of inherited it. All of this
Ooh.
fire control, yeah.
So it's a family thing. Do you have like what? Who's your family? Where are you
No, it's
coming
not
from?
about my family. It's about my ancestors. Like the not necessarily who my parents were. Like just who we came from. So all of this like dragon legacy and yeah, it's about that.
You
Are you
notice how she
ready?
taking a small notepad and trying to write in something. I think I might have some ideas for a song, but I need more details.
Oh,
That could be interesting. At least this is something I could do on the way.
a song. Yeah, I mean, you could do a song about a firewall or a fireball or
Well,
fireball.
Ooh, they even rhyme, right?
They do.
Fireball.
Talk about your whip. I want that whip in the song.
Yeah. Now even maybe whip also rhymes there. Because I kind of now also inherited one of the whips from the fight.
As you turn to her
Do you want me to try it on you?
with the whip in your hands and you're asking, do you want me to try it on you? You notice how she's like immediately, no.
Yeah. Okay. No. It could be beneficial, like if I use it on friends. But okay, it's okay. We're not fighting, so right now it wouldn't really give you anything.
Do you always whip your friends?
No,
You
I just
burn them
got
to
it. So
crisp?
I haven't really been able to whip them yet, but maybe in the future.
The
we
dwarf.
evade the whippage?
If-
Is it possible?
The dwarf currently kind of helping the Gaki walking. He's hearing your conversation. Oh, girl. That whipping. Nah, never again. Never again.
Bad memories.
I'm gonna tear your hands off your torso if you try to do it on me.
No, I just asked. I won't do it on a person that's unwillingly gonna receive it, right? Otherwise, it wouldn't really work as my friend's benefit. It would almost work like an attack. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
good.
fine, it's fine.
Good. And he turns to Aki. You better think about a song. Just don't try to mingle around. It's not time yet. Once you're back to High Lakes, you can do whatever you want, but like now, just keep focused. I don't know. You see that the dwarf is quite, you can call him nervous, brave.
Nervous, okay. I thought he was like mad, like, but okay. Nervous is better than mad. Let me for whipping. Yeah.
You notice how Farvald, as you're walking together with a draw, you feel how this aura of silence, which is emanating from him and preventing all other sounds around you to be projected in the same way as without the skill that he used. You notice that he comes closer to one of the tunnels, small tunnels next to the wall, and he tries to wash it off, brush it off. As he looks at it, you notice that his face changes and he steps back and he wants to continue going by the bank, not going in the tunnel you just see. Even though the tunnel you're currently seeing, Farvald, it has exactly the same composition like the one of magmatic origin, the one you've seen earlier, also with a lot of moss, but he doesn't proceed into it.
What's wrong with the tunnel, I ask him.
This, he points you at the place he was just cleaning up, and you notice the following symbol on the wall. Looks like this. You see, it has been crafted or made with a crude tool or a weapon of the place. This is a warning message that this tunnel might be possessed.
Possessed by what?
By
I mean, possessed
someone...
sounds pretty... You mean like inhabited or possessed, like possessed by a demon possessed?
It's another time he tries to think of a word. So Farvald, you notice that him conversing in Elvish definitely doesn't come like naturally. It's not his first tongue. It's something that he learned on the top, just to know. But as he's thinking about the word, occupied.
Okay. Okay, so I now don't understand it.
We need to find a similar tunnel, but yeah, without this warning signs.
Okay. And actually, Rizanta, so I understand that for now you don't want to share the recipe of the poison with me. Yeah, I can see that. But maybe you would share the antidote with me, because I think that would be very helpful. Because without your help earlier in the fight, I don't know what would have happened to our companion. So it would actually be good to at least be able to defend ourselves against that poison, don't you think?
He thinks for a second. What I used back on the fire lady, he takes out something from his pocket and he shows it to you. You look at imagine like a small, slim piece of pepper, but it's of a dark gray black color. If you see this anywhere around, I would recommend you to collect it, as it becomes a great antidote for many dangers that are awaiting anyone deep in here. Deep. Then, yeah,
How deep?
Deep for you, I mean. Deep for the outsiders. We are currently right on the highest levels of the draw domain.
Okay.
And he if you're taking this and he shows it to you, you just rip out the tip of it, and then you try to pour the inner liquid on the wound.
Okay, so looking at this ingredient, this plant, would I recognize it due to my proficiency with the poisonous kit? Do I have any idea what it is?
Good question. Was Firewall previously... It's not about poisons. Was it Firewall previously known with a herbalism kit and trying to do any medicines back before he got his connection with the patron?
No, I don't think so. Not really. But I think that this ingredient might be important because, I mean, knowing lots about poisons also gives you like certain knowledge about the antidotes, right? And he said it's good against many poisons. So I think that's, yeah, kind of basic knowledge, even for people who are not like very, I don't know, deep into herbalism.
Yeah, he
But
is
rather
telling
on the
you
other end.
basically the basic information that you could understand, as simple as that.
But I don't know what it's called. He's showing me, right?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, I nod and say thank you. I'll look out for it, and I really try to remember the shape of it, how it looks like, so that next time I might see it, I'll actually notice.
As you are continuing on your way, you hear that there is sudden movement and sudden sound coming from the lake itself. You're currently keeping a distance of maybe 20 meters away from it, but you notice how the draw notices it, and he looks at you and he ducks on the ground.
Okay, so I duck right next to him. I mimic his movement.
Farwell, you're next to him, duck. Rafe, you're walking with the Bob together, holding your whip. You see suddenly the two of your party members are just falling down to the ground.
I do the same. It has to mean something. People don't do that just because, I don't know, they're tired.
Immediate danger.
Bob, I suspect.
I'm not gonna duck. Just I want to see the reason for their ducking.
You're gonna say it like that? Okay, you're gonna feel the reason now, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they were been killed, and I don't know.
Well, Bob keeps on standing. Meanwhile, everybody else around him.
Yes, but I'm very stealthy, as I was very proficient with stealth.
Please roll for stealth with disadvantage, and you add +10 to your roll.
+10?
What?
Why?
I'm proficient with stealth, though. Still with disadvantage?
Yes.
Oh,
because you're standing.
Because of the spell from the drow, which he.
But I believe in Irene, so that I believe everything.
No help of Irene helps you at this moment.
Of course, it is.
Nope.
What do you mean, no help of Irene?
Nope.
Then it's 19.
With disadvantage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always +10, yes?
So 9 + 10, yes.
So 9.
Damn, it worked.
It's very dark.
As you're trying to observe what's happening around you, you just keep on standing, and you're currently looking towards the direction of a sound. you notice that there is something appearing from the lake and disappearing. It's like a giant snake, like quite thick, maybe a meter wide, appearing from under the surface and then slowly disappearing from the ground.
Not hair. Not hair. Not
Now it
black.
looked more solid, bigger, meatier.
Ah, it's what the Samara was afraid of. Okay, I mean, I'm keeping still, not moving. Yes. I don't know what to do.
Okay, everybody please roll a stealth now. Normal stealth and plus 10 to your roll. Except for Bob, he already rolled.
Ah, okay.
Oh, wrong roll. Hey, do I have to roll it with
What is it with the
disadvantage?
rolls today?
Do I have to roll a disadvantage, DM?
No normal.
Do
Just
you have heavy armor? Yes.
It's not heavy, it's medium.
Yes.
Then I have 5. Plus 10 means 15.
and I have 8 plus 10, 18.
Otherwise I would have 29. Come, what is this?
Oh.
So as you're all trying not to move, you hear how, as the moment how Farvel is trying to find a nicer position onto the ground, he is like his armor squeaks, and the metal pieces are like
Use the oil,
lasking
Frank, use
against
the
each
oil.
other. And as he moving his leg, he's suddenly putting into something warm and soft. And as you put in it, you hear this, and you hit exactly the Gaki, which was lying down right behind you in the face. And as this sound is emanating from your current location, Bob, currently you are the standing one. You see that something is just about to appear from the water.
Get back! Get back!
Maybe you can do something because you have an action right now. You can buy
Bob,
us time.
what do you do?
And
Invisibility.
I cast Bless on everyone.
Ooh.
Which is 3 creatures actually, not everyone. So I click that. So me, Farwell, and Faith, you have now 1d4 on attacks and saving throws. Yes. And I will stealthily move back to the back lines, covering from the back.
You are currently the center of the group, and you are the.
I
Imagine
was back
so.
with the Wraith.
So yes, you're currently in the middle of the group with Ray. You're currently not far from the wall because you were experiencing the tunnel, which the Drow and Farwell were talking about. On the left side of you, if you think, about 20-30 meters of you is the bank of the river, of the lake that you've seen the movement in. Further ahead, the bank continues. On the right of you is the tunnel with the symbol, and there is a way back. And Bob, as you're hearing the squeak which the Gaki made and the armor of Farveld, you see that from a river suddenly appears several fastly moving creatures which look like this.
Several fastly moving.
My God.
They're going towards the direction of a sound.
We found it. We found it.
Oh, they are poisonous. They're probably giant snakes.
The Drow, seeing that you are still standing, he stands up on one single knee and he looks at them appearing from the water. You see that he is hesitating to do something. Let's see what he decides to do. He rolled 10. So he is currently awaiting what you're gonna do. He's undecisive.
I think we should leave the water ASAP and hop on the beach.
Bob?
I
Bob
think
casted the spell. Can he Bob do anything else?
Yes. Now,
Okay.
as you have casted the spell, you see that the creatures is half the distance to you. All the group members except for Joel, they're lying down. You see that there are like two heads slowly
Lightning
appearing.
bolt. If they're going in a row or whatever, in a bulk together, because they probably are. Are they? They're not coming
Yes.
from all other sides. They're all coming from
They're
one
going
side.
together, closely together.
On lightning bolt then. Yes.
Okay,
They
let's
seem
get
But
the
to
we're
come
spells.
from water, so the lightning should work.
But doesn't that hit all of us because we're standing in the water?
You're
Well,
not
no,
in the
we're not
water.
in the
You're
water.
by the 20-30 meters away from the bank, by the wall.
Are we not walking in the water right now?
No.
Ah, okay.
That
My
was
bad.
the point of casting the spell.
Okay.
So, because of the blast, it's not an attack. I guess it's an AoE. So, 26 lightning damage, dexterity 17.
They look like dexterity
Yeah, they
creatures,
look
though.
like dexterity, but they also look like the water people. Creatures.
But is water dexterity?
I mean,
no idea.
water is not good with electricity, I hope.
Yeah, but let's just see.
You can keep on pretending you don't see anything. Why are you on the
Bob,
ground, though?
Bob, as you're casting your spell, everybody else can see how a giant light of lightning goes all the way from your hand direction towards the creatures and further on to another 100 feet, because the distance of a spell is quite far. So you definitely hit, most of the light actually hits the water itself of the lake. There is a bright flash, temporary even blinding you, Bob, for a second. And you notice how the drow is also trying to cover his eyes, as he's the only one observing what you're doing. Bob, you see how after the flash of light, you see that most of the light disappeared into the lake, and most of the energy is in the lake. You even hear this bubbling of the water increasing as the temperatures in the place of the impact has greatly risen up.
Can we get out of here? Are you gonna keep? Why are you all lying down?
As the bubbles are rising up, Bob.
Because it follows the sound.
Bob, you see, since you are standing, this is what you see on the surface of the lake.
I mean, guys, you can. What?
You can see how dozens and dozens and dozens of bodies of similar type of creatures floating all the way to the top. As the ones who were just chasing towards you, they're completely incinerated. Completely, there is not even trace of them. But currently the whole surface of the lake, in the place where the lightning bolt hit, you no longer see the water. The whole surface is full in.
The exit. I'm speaking in Elvish with our guy. It's not time to be stealthy anymore. Just lead us to the exit, or we're gonna take the one that you didn't want to take.
You notice how Gaki, she's like also standing on one knee and she's like seeing the snakes. And
God.
the draw is. We can try to run towards by the beach, but I don't know if we'll see another tunnel, or we can go in here. And he points to the one that where was the symbol in.
Let's go to the one with the symbol then. No?
No, I mean, wait. What would await us if we just continue running next to the lake? What would come then? I mean, he
So
would
you-
know.
You
Right.
have one action to decide what you do. So the majority wins.
I don't want to go to the tunnel. I want to keep going next to the
Bob?
lake.
I wanna go next to the lake. Some
Okay.
small snakes, not scary.
No, we don't know what's in the next. So
As
We
as
can
you
always go back to the tunnel, you know.
Bob,
maybe.
as you are pointing toward direction and forward, the drawer is helping Farwell to stand up in his armor, and you're all starting to run just by the wall. Further on away from the incident, you hear how the dwarf behind you, he is starting to lose his breath from the sudden burpee, going down to the earth and running further on. Definitely not something he was doing in his career. As you're running on, the draw is seeing that the most of the lake starts burpling around as you're passing on. So the steps and the noise that you're currently making is definitely being noticed by something which operates in there.
Brave, throw the dynamite. From where we
Already?
came from.
Are you going fishing or what?
Just yes, full fishing mode.
Okay, I'll throw like 4 dynamites there.
Just one, it's for the sound effect. What do you mean 4? We're not gonna. You don't wanna
Not
crash the.
4. Just 1. Okay, just then 1.
It's not really gonna do much. It works against fish, but not against snakes.
It's for the sound, I think, right? So we're gonna stay there.
I don't know.
We can try.
Throw,
Whatever.
you can throw as much as you want.
No, just 1. Just 1. To be as moderate as you want it to be.
I mean, it's
Let's
gonna be
just do
louder
it.
than our steps, right? It's not gonna be.
Yeah. Let's do it.
You are blessed for using this action.
Am I?
Please tell us, Ray, what do you do?
Throw dynamite to the place where we're not going. 1, just 1.
Just one. As you're throwing the dynamite in, and it reaches the surface of the lake, you see how suddenly a head of a creature appears from under the water and grabs it in the air, completely swallows it in. You notice that the creature is approximately 2.5 meters high as it appeared in the water trying to grab it. It looks the following way.
What the hell?
Oh. Okay.
And you notice that its eyes, as it grabbed the object and swallowed it, now turn around into the direction of where it came from.
I won't look at it. I will just go somewhere else. I was just wanted to throw it because if I stay in the place, it's gonna explode on me, right?
I mean, it takes some time for the cords to finish it. And as the creature notices you all, Bob, Rafe, as you were given advice, and you hear this coming from the inside of this giant snake, as her left side from the inside is being completely torn out and the intestines are flying off together with pieces of ribs and bone and flesh. You notice how the snake starts to move rapidly. She's no longer keeping her eyes on, she's just being in a direct shock by the amount of pain it's currently suffering. And as you notice, these drippings of blood and things are falling down to the lake, you see how several others of a similar shape jump at her from all different sides and start ripping her apart. You keep on running.
Good. Yes.
How does
I just-
Samara just live there? I
Stealthily
just
running.
wonder.
Uh,
Yeah.
I-
Continuing running.
As you continue on running, the drow is shouting. That might have gave us a minute or two until they deal with one of the sisters, and he keeps on running. You notice that even his physique starts now to giving up, as he is also would like to stop for a second. As you're running another 100 meters, you notice that on the northeastern side there are top tunnels. One of them going left down, another one going right up. They're kind of like this, as if you came to a kind of a ladder in a way, as somebody could use one of them to go up or down. You're currently rushing in. You notice that the bank of the lake is being distanced from you as you're continuing running towards by the wall. It's currently maybe 50-60 meters away from you. You also notice that the ceiling right above the lake also lowers down.
Maybe throw another dynamite might buy us more time. Who knows?
I
Am
mean,
I
we
able
can
to
just
throw
go
it
in.
from where I am right now? Yes?
So 50-60 meters, 150 feet. I don't think you're able to reach it, to throw it that far.
No, but I meant like another dynamite into the lake. So maybe
But we're
there's
really,
another.
like, far from the lake.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't get that. I have a feeling there might be some drow waiting for us.
In front of
We
us.
make a short rest, right?
We can't.
There's a lot of snakes to protect us. Like,
To
no?
protect us.
It's a small passage. If they want to attack us, they would have to go past it. And I don't know.
I mean, we're not safe. We just need to leave.
I mean, the only possible way for us is to go up, like 60 meters to the front, and then upwards or downwards, right? Those are options.
Wraith, roll for perception.
Okay. Mm-mm. It's a bad day. It's a really bad day. 7.
Wow. Okay. Today is a non-fighting day. We talk.
You could have asked for support from Irene.
You're currently just too excited with throwing dynamite, just like back in good old days on the ship of Concordia. That no, you're not able to get under permission.
So, up?
I mean, up would be the
up, down.
Up would be the obvious choice. So let's do the not obvious choice and go down.
But wouldn't we just be like getting deeper again?
Yeah, so there are two possibilities. Either there will be drow coming from downwards, which would make sense. So they come upwards, they took another path, or they're waiting upwards, upstairs for us, and we trick them by going downstairs. What do you think?
Up.
Right?
Yeah. I also think we
2
should
up, 1 down.
Okay,
go.
then.
You see how your draw is hearing the conversation and pointing to one of them, and he just runs in, and he kind of disappears in the shadows away from your vision far away.
So I don't see if he's going up or down.
Oh no, he ran inside of the black tunnel. No, it's out of the upper, the one that leads upward.
Okay. Yeah, I just follow him as fast as I can.
Will do.
Farwell, roll for perception.
Come on, you can do it. You can do it.
No.
Crit.
Another snake.
I have a
Yeah.
crit, sir.
Okay.
So
minute.
25.
You
Ooh.
see until the end of the tunnel.
And beyond, I can see the future. I can see everything.
As you're running inside of the tunnel, you notice that the tunnel is not large. The tunnel is also of a magmatic origin. However, there is not much of the moss on the walls in comparison to you've seen before. What you see, though, is that there is a humanoid creature currently being on the right side of the wall, kind of like a Spider-Man position.
And he's like climbing and turning
he's
his
kind
head
of
like this,
climbing. He's climbing upwards towards the top of the tunnel. As you are, as you're focusing your vision on it, with your crit, you recognize the creature is holding a hand crossbow in its left hand at the ready,
Mm-hmm.
and this is your droll friend.
And where is he looking at? Where is he pointing the crossbow towards?
His crossbow currently is by the direction of the movement in the tunnel.
So he's not pointing it at us.
No. He crawled basically on the top of the
Okay.
ceiling.
So I immediately stop. I don't make any step forward because there's probably good reason that he's not walking the normal way.
Well, it's probably one of those that don't walk the normal way. It's one of the Spider-Mans, yeah.
No, but I mean, like, maybe there are like some traps or so, right? So
Not necessarily.
but probably. So I ask him like whispering like hush, what's his name? Rizantar, what's going on? Can we safely walk through the tunnel? Why are you climbing?
Farewell, you get an inspiration.
Nice.
As the whole party collects soon by the entrance and entering the tunnel, you all can see that Farewell is standing ahead, but then none of you can notice the droll friend. He is having a perfect way to hide from you, except for Farewell. As you're asking him about that, you notice that the droll is looking at you, and then he points into something right under him.
Mm-hmm. So I take a look. What is it?
So currently, as you're looking at him, it's total darkness. You currently don't have any sources of light. You are not able to see anything.
So in case the others are catching up, I give them a signal to stop, to not keep walking, and as soon as Rafe appears, I ask her if she sees anything down there on the very spot where the drow has been looking at.
Check.
Rafe, since you are using the direction provided by Farvald and the drow, you don't need to roll for that. With your dark vision, you notice that there is something whitish, or maybe even silverish, blistering on the tunnel. It's not really on the height of your head, rather it's maybe 40 centimeters above the surface. It looks like something really white, like a white string, all the way from left right of the tunnel to the right one of the tunnel.
Okay. I'll tell the people that, there's a long white string that might be a nice drop.
Okay, so we have to get past it.
But like, I only see like one string, not like more afterwards, or not more like vertically.
Yes, correct. It's a single one, kind of 40 centimeters above the ground, which you're able to see with your dark vision because it flickers a bit of the light, which you're able to detect with your dark vision.
Okay.
You point to
and we're
others
able
its
to-
location. What you'd like
We
to
can
do?
walk over it.
I think
Or
I'll
Is
light
it
it.
too... Or
I
under.
think we should light a torch, right? I mean, maybe the dwarf has dark vision too, and he can also see it, but the rest of us can't. So yeah, I think I'll light a torch. Does it become visible now?
Yes, as you're currently lighting up the torch and being not far away from it, now in the flickering of a light in a tunnel, you all can see it quite bright. You see how the draw is kind of turning his head away and moves a bit, few meters further on in the direction of the tunnel. You notice that it's very, very thin, and it reminds you of a spider web, Parvati.
Hmm. But does it look natural? Like, is it like a... I mean, does it look like actually, I don't know, from does it look organic or...
You want to touch it?
No, I just want to judge by observing. Given the clues I have.
Roll for
You cannot
nature.
use clues. Suddenly, well,
Roll for nature or survival.
Whip him. Like he looks at it.
Yeah, okay, you can whip me before I look at
He
it.
looks. He has a better look.
yeah.
Moves vision.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
I'll
but
whip.
what?
Doesn't-
But
What?
what does it actually provide?
The whip.
What? Yeah, let me check.
The whip would give
So you
advantage on attack
have-
roll or
Plus one.
saving throw.
Or saving throw.
Ah, no, I don't need a whip then.
You get
Maybe you're
whipped
gonna need a-
nonetheless.
Maybe you're gonna need a saving throw, no?
Yeah.
No, because I'm just looking. There. All good.
Your
So
choice.
survival or nature? Let's go with survival because I think that's where I had my worst rolls so far. This time
Okay.
it's a 16 though.
16.
Mm-hmm.
Whip. Is whip in action, Ray? Are you actually doing that?
No, of course not. He
No.
said he didn't want that. Yet.
You see how the hand of Ray just froze in the air as she was just about to help a beloved ally, and then she kind of puts it down. Forward. As you're trying to look at this white thread hanging in the middle of the tunnel, you try to think about any animals or any sources of origin where it could come from, whether it's natural or not. With your previous encounters of beasts, or when you think about maybe spiders, how they hunt, you definitely have an idea how a spider nets can be created. You also have an idea how the magical spider webs would be conjured. But once you look at this one definitely doesn't look like belonging to a beast one. This is artificially created.
Okay. Alright, so I think I'll tell the others in case they didn't see it yet. Okay guys, we need to kind of get past this one, so maybe we just lie down on the floor and just crawl underneath it, like super carefully. Be super careful and I look at the dwarf. We don't know what will happen, it might actually kill us, it's probably a draw trap.
Okay, so you notice how the draw, who is currently just behind the trap, he kind of lands very softly, like a cat, on all four of his limbs. He stands up, he looks around, and he doesn't say anything. You notice that he's mostly used to communicating with gestures rather than words.
Okay.
So how do you try to pass? Do you try to go under? Do you want to jump over it? Do you try to try something else? 40 centimeters
40
above the ground.
centimeters. So I think
Oh, yeah,
40
under.
centimeters. So like if I stand 1 meter in front of the thread, I will just go down to the floor carefully, like as flat as I can. Then I crawl, but not like
Crawling.
this, but like, like very carefully, not
Like an
raising
alligator.
any limb. Yeah, like an alligator, exactly.
Yes.
Kind of like that, not raising any limbs. And I'll do that once until I'm past like 1 meter, until my foot is like 1 meter past the thread, and then I'll stand up. So 100% sure approach here. And since I'm not that, it's not that, wie sagt man, beleibt, not that fat, I shouldn't trigger the thread at all.
Bob, you noticed how Farvald again falls down with his face to the dirt and starts walking around, crawling around. And now when he's finally down, you actually can see the white thread hanging in, kind of visibly in the air, without any support action. Would you like to do something?
I would like to search for the same thread in the other corridor. So
It's one single one. You would like to return.
I would have to go back.
Yeah.
No. Is it of arcane nature, or is it? I wanna see if there's any sigils or something like that.
Roll for Arcana.
With the help of Irene. $23.
As you're trying to look at this object in here, it feels to possess certain magical aura around it. And as you look to the sides of the tunnel, where the thread is actually touching the walls, you identify that there is definitely a spell involved in here.
Okay, but we probably don't want to dispel it, so because
Maybe
then
it's gonna trigger something.
Someone will know that we passed here. I wanted to actually break the spell or the trigger on the other side, so they would think that we went the other side. But it's gonna be too much then walk. Is it like 5 feet away? Going back? Or is it far away?
You walked maybe like 10 meters into the tunnel.
Okay, I'm gonna go last. You guys go first.
Farvald, you're currently crawling with your head into dust, trying to keep it as close as possible. With your left hand holding the shield of the defender, you are grabbing and moving and moving and moving. You feel that there is a bit of sand that your armor has gathered in through the neck, so you would need some time to maybe shake it off. And also you're crawling uphill, but it's at least not that far. So as you're crawling extra meters for the safety protection, you're basically going all the way to the draw, raising up on the other side, and you're fine.
Yeah, okay, once I notice that I'm fine, I kind of encourage everyone else to do the very same, to be like super careful, go down 1 meter before the thread and go up 1 meter after the thread.
I'm gonna take my staff and just put it across where the thread is. So people.
Do you mean, are you gonna touch it?
I mean, the thread is here, and I'm just gonna put the staff below it a few centimeters, so that
Let me just pass first, and then whatever you do doesn't touch me. Let me go first.
You go.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll also do the crawling.
Just do the whip and go.
No, you want me to do whip you?
No.
Okay, I'll just pass.
Yeah, Rafe continues her pathing, and she follows exactly by the steps of Farvald, with Gaki following next, and with the door. You notice Bob, as you're going the last one, you see how the dwarf is barely passing under the height of this thread because of
He's fat.
his size of the body and how, you know, quadratic he is.
40 centimeters.
Yeah, but he slowly rolls under it, just under. Bob, you are currently the only one left on the other side.
Okay, I wanna go back 10 feet and throw something in the other corridor. I mean,
What
there should
would
be
you
a
like to
simple
throw?
threat. Well, I guess there's no rocks or anything around me, right?
There is plenty of small rubble that you could find and use.
I have a leaflet of Irene. I wanna leave it here.
I love it.
Oh, nice one.
Illuminate it, make it shine bright.
Actually, yeah, I can make it. I can
Because-
cast light on it, and it will emit the light for 1 hour.
Just imagine the drow like in front of the leaflet of Irene, be like, blinded, blinded by the divine light. I love it.
You all can see how Bob suddenly turns away and runs outside of the tunnel, outside of your vision. Bob, you're running a few meters into the tunnel, dude. You cast the spell and you leave the leaflet, right?
I wanna throw it on the stream, so it triggers.
Oh.
I mean,
No,
if there's a similar trap, I can spot. Maybe I need to roll for perception. If I don't see, I'm just gonna throw it there. You know,
roll for perception.
Like if we passed by and the leaflet randomly fell out of my pocket.
Roll for perception,
Casually.
please.
I can roll.
It would be great if it would levitate, like right in the middle of the tunnel.
1.
What?
Perception 1.
Nice.
Perception 1. Bob,
That means you
this
perceive
is the
something that didn't
darkest
happen.
tunnel you have ever been to. You feel that just presence in here gives you a chill to the bones.
I'm just gonna, you know.
You feel that even with closed eyes, you can even see more than with open ones.
Come on, it's not that bad. I just don't. I know where I came from. I just don't see the string. I see the tunnel.
You don't
So
see.
I'm just
You
gonna-
see nothing. You don't know what happened.
I'm
You're blind.
Come on.
No, you're not
You
blind.
see
you
nothing,
just-
Jon Snow.
I'm gonna throw the leaflet into the other passage, like few meters, or you know, you cannot throw paper a lot. You know. Yes, and while it's falling down, I'm gonna go back to my, you know.
As
my
you're
thread.
running away from the tunnel, you're not even waiting until the leaflet, slowly floating in the air, lightened up by the light spell, falls down onto the sandish surface of the tunnel, leaving it a bit illuminated, but only for 1 hour, right?
Yes, it's 1 hour. I mean, it's a lot of time.
You
1
run
hour
back to
would
the
be
tunnel. Rafe, you notice how Bob returns. He seemed to have this smirk on his face. Bob, do you crawl down under?
I'm crawling down and I'm using my Irene powers to do that. I'm also very stealthy, agile, and proficient. I hope.
I mean, you don't. It's just crawling. Should be okay without Irene's help.
It's
The crawling of Irene.
Irene always
Yeah.
helps.
I think she's just tired of helping now. Yeah.
Yeah,
It could help
you
also.
don't need to roll for that, as you have just seen everybody else passing. As you're going through, you see how the drow carefully examines the thread as you all pass, and this could be one of the warning points, warning glyphs, and yeah, it's good that we didn't trigger none of you.
It's an alarm spell, I guess, if I guessed right.
You would need to call detect magic to figure that out exactly.
Well, I'm so proficient that I don't need to.
Yeah, the draw is now is taking you out, going further on uphill. As you're going on, you notice that the magmatic structure of the walls, like those ribs, the columns, they're continuing to go to be created after every 30 centimeters roughly. So you walk through quite a nicely formed tunnel, if you can say so. That's the power of nature here. But at the same time, Bob, especially you, you notice how fewer is the amount of moss on the walls as it gets drier and drier and drier and drier until you, after some time, you find a place with just naked walls.
That's a good sign. That means no more lake water.
No more lake, no more snakes.
And if there was an
No.
alarm spell, that means this tunnel is probably not very used often, and especially Jaws would not go there, so it's some kind of an escape tunnel. I think we did a good job. I hope. So
You see how in the next half an hour of the path, the draw is constantly trying to push you further to your limits, not to stop the pace, to keep it consistent, because as you all know, the speed of the caravan is the speed of the slowest camel, and in your case, this is the speed of the dwarf. Approximately half an hour after the trap that you have just seen, you find yourself on a small plateau, approximately 20-30 meters, square meters wide, and you notice that the tunnel continues going upward, but in this place it's quite flat. You see that elevation of the whole tunnel continues to be quite stable, maybe let's say 14 degrees, 15 degrees. So all the time as you're walking up, it's if you're trying to run here, that would be quite a good exercise.
Can we level up?
You can level up in exhaustion.
Great.
No.
Moving
They're just-
incentives.
No,
Forget
that Bob sound disappeared.
we can take 11-minute rest. I think, no? That would be a good idea.
11 minutes?
Yes,
That only-
11 minutes rest.
That would only work for you, I guess. Nobody else
mean-
can take 11 minutes rest.
Yeah.
You notice how the Gaki and Dwarf, they are like falling down to the earth as like two sacks of potatoes, and they're trying to.
11 minutes. Come on, just check your equipment. Get
Can we
some
have a bit
water.
of rest, please?
But if we rest now, the drow will catch us. Would you rather face the drow rested or be exhausted outside?
No,
Face the drow rested.
I don't want to face
Why?
anyone.
Then let's keep going. Let's keep
mean-
moving.
We're not gonna outrun the drows. Do you see this guy? He's literally climbing the tunnels. He's been doing it all of his life. Even if we're gonna run all the time, we're not gonna outrun them.
I mean, how deep are we under the earth right
So
now?
in my
Um,
calculation,
Do we know?
Farwald, you can do the. I would say it's survival or nature.
Can I pass that role to someone else? Yes, I'm talking to the whole group. Everyone can make his estimations, right?
You can ask for help of
I
Irene.
don't really think that many of us are very good at nature.
And then immediately
Maybe-
you become better at nature. If you
But
ask
the
for
drow might be. I'm asking drow.
Ah, the drow, yeah.
I mean, he should know, right?
What exactly are you asking from me?
Two questions. First one is how deep are we under the surface? First, and second, how long would it take us to get to the surface?
He thinks for a second, he looks at the elevation of the tunnel up and down. He rolls
You can use
critical.
the help of Irene.
He rolls
doesn't.
nat 20 with his
Oh,
survival.
nice. Very nice.
And what he tells you, we will know after a short break.
Okay.
All right.
So, in a 5-minute pause.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're getting back. The stream should be back. So as you are getting back, you feel that the draw is currently assessing the situation, trying to figure out what it is. He rolled natural 20, and he tells you that the fact that the Samara is on your side, at least for now, and that you have created some commotion with the explosion next to the snake pit, and the fact that we didn't trigger the web trap, and whatever you did, Bob, I don't know, but that at least those three things definitely earned us some time that we could use for the rest, maybe. At least we have a elevation advantage if they are going from the downstairs. It'd be easy to notice anyone this pathing. And regarding, if I look at the elevation, he comes to the wall and tries to hear it. And he says, if the same elevation continues, if my understanding of the domain is correct, half a day passing and we might be out. But what are you doing? I wouldn't stay here longer than not for night rest, sure. That would be reckless. It would be a gamble. I can stay up and look and be on the guard, he says. As he says that, he goes back into the tunnel downstairs and quickly disappears from your vision. Are you announcing short rest? You see the gratitude in their faces as they are happy to catch a breather. And the moment you announce that there will be a rest, you see how Gaki, she's taking some object from her bag. It reminds you, it looks like a string instrument, just a very tiny, very small. And as she hits some of the strings, you hear this melody, which you're currently hearing now. Okay, the music should be back on the stream. I had it off. Now it should be back. And I think your voices were also off.
Oh.
I'm not sure, but now it should be all back. Good. What did I check? So you hear exactly this melody as she's starting to play. Very, very calmly, very, very slowly at first. Farvald, you can roll for insight.
Sorry, what did you say?
You can roll for insight.
Ah, okay. 20.
You notice how the way how she tends to the instrument itself, it's as if someone has a great affliction to it. It's almost like holding a baby in a way. But the moment you see the fingers starting playing on it, you feel this tension of the instrument between and the player instrument. It disappears, and you hear this beautiful melody coming from it. So now, if you're actually taking a short rest while she's playing, you are regaining extra hit points if you're spending your hit die.
Oh, this is nice. Like, how much extra? So yes, I'm gonna go for a short rest. How much would it be?
Well, how much will it be? We will see once you actually mark the short rest.
I also want to do it.
Well, you need to spend a hit die at least for this effect to work.
I mean, actually, wait, let me calculate. Okay.
So
Yeah, I'm actually gonna use. I'm just gonna use 2 hit die. That should be enough.
Oh, I can see what you rolled actually on D&D Beyond.
Nice, nice. So I rolled a 15. 6 plus 3 plus 6. But since I'm carrying the period of
Where can
wound
you
closure,
see? Where can you see?
On the top right
if-
corner on the game log, there's a
Hmm.
like short rest, long rest campaign, and there's also the like a small chat icon.
there should
On
be
bottom
like a blue dot indicating that there's something new.
Okay.
And it's actually
My
investigation
campaign.
check was also there.
View campaign.
What do you mean campaign? Just open any character sheet. It's a game log sent to default. Everyone.
I have all your character sheet open, but I see game log.
So
Yes.
now we can all see everyone else's roles, even on D&D Beyond.
But only if we conduct the rolls in a certain way.
Yeah, we shouldn't be doing those. We should be doing the others that get to this channel.
I mean, that's basically an upgrade on the D&D Beyond side, because previously they didn't have it, and we had to use this Chrome extension, which was posting roles into the channel. We can technically use D&D Beyond log. Works okay for the next game.
I'm not sure. Like, actually, I like it in Discord because it's clear. I don't know. I got used to it. Plus, I'm not entirely sure how to determine if a role is public.
Yeah.
In the game log. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm not quite sure how.
I just rolled and it didn't show up anything.
I saw what you rolled.
Maybe it takes some time.
What does it say?
Hit dice 3.
Yeah, but I rolled like 5 hit dice. What does it mean hit dice 3?
Yeah, maybe it's not that up to date. Let's see. I'll have to check it for the next game how it works. Maybe we can use it. So as you all
now it's rolled.
Yeah, maybe it comes with a delay.
Didn't roll anything today.
So as you're hearing this soothing melody in ears coming from the instrument of Gaki, you all regain extra 10 health points.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
So in the end, I only needed 1 hit die.
No, you used your hit dice, and then once you use them, you get extra 10 HP.
Yeah, but I kind of used 2, and I only had to use 1. But for next time, I know. Wow, that's lots of healing.
Okay.
So during the short rest, and we don't have to sleep to take the short rest, right?
Oh no,
So I
it was
used to-
just a calm activity.
Mhm. So I actually asked Gaki, why were you in the tunnels in the first place? What brought you here? You said you were kind of something of an entrepreneur yourself. What exactly did you mean?
Yes, and that would be a good time for a conversation. So, as she turns to you, as she keeps on tending her wounds together with you all, she says, "No, you know, I was never really liked in my family. They think I'm just too active. They think I just have too many ideas. I wanna try too many things. So it's hard to say how to summarize everything I've done in my life, but I think in the last few months, I was visiting my friends in the area on the High Lakes region, and I met this fellow, and she hits the dwarf into the side, who's currently trying to clean up and rearm the boomstick he's carrying in his hands. Yeah, you can call us like partners, and you hear the voice of a dwarf, rather like an investor. I think he's like being like a very grumpy. Partners. Let's call partners. So, yes, I've heard the rumor. I've heard the rumor that one of the places recently discovered was could be a prominent place to start my own mining business, my own mining shaft. That could be easy profits. Easy profits. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's sometimes doesn't go well. Yeah, I used the help of two of my friends. You have seen them decapitated recently. That's a bit sad. You notice how the fingers who will keep on playing the music, they're suddenly making the cling. As she loses the control of her thought and the music, and then she takes a few seconds, and then the music continues. It's I was exploring, and I needed the first capital for that, so. And this grumpy fellow decided to actually invest, and he also paid for the services and the initial equipment. And we got in here. He claimed that he could identify whether the rumor is true. Yeah, I know a thing or two about masonry and mining. Been done a lot of things with his hands. No. I like to keep my investment clean, tidy, and if you want to do something good, you should do it with your own hand. That's what I learned. So I couldn't. Do you think I could leave this? He looks at her and adventure on her own with the equipment I sponsored? No way. He keeps on polishing the. We were unfortunately. I was unfortunately. We were. I fell asleep. Okay, so don't point fingers at me anymore. It happens. Yeah, this is how we ended up. In the place you don't want to ever be.
So after all, what would you say? Is there good mining ground in this so-called pit of malice? Was it worth the investment?
We actually were not aiming to come. You said pit of malice? This is where we are? God damn.
Yes. Where did you think you were?
The power of court. Why so? You see that the dwarf is like, yeah, we just lost passage of time in here easily. So he tells you that they come from the place called the High Lakes. It's way to the north from here. It's more in the Erino region. And if you're trying to travel from Denver to Erino, that by the tract, it would take at least several days on a very good horse and a fast pace to reach. And if you're trying to do it with a caravan, at least a week or more. So.
From the high, like you said.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. That's a bit of a distance. When have you seen the sun the last time? Must have been weeks, maybe months.
I don't know, but I definitely could use a smaller pants and armor as a dwarf. That's, yeah, we will. I think we would starve sooner than they would kill us, the way how they treat the meat. Yeah, we passed several of similar camps on the way, and sometimes they were more crowded, sometimes less, but the attitude and was always the same. God damn it, I hate Drow. What is wrong with
There are
them?
actually so many. Like, you pass several camps, sometimes with more crowded than the one we were in. Okay, that's tough.
Do you remember
So there are actually lots of Drow.
Do you remember what this guy said? It's a path. It's a trail. They have a lot of temporary camps on the way, all the way to the center of the domain, which is basically a huge net of connections. Yeah. I'm glad my relatives and Volant don't need to care about them a lot, as they eradicated this disease a long time ago. But yeah, unfortunately the human kingdom of Tithir is lagging behind. Anyone would start the crusade, I would join in. I feel like I would sponsor them.
Well, since we like sponsoring adventures, we've been quite successful recently. I mean, we found you, we freed you, and we're constantly doing adventures, and we sure could use a sponsor. And so far, as I said, we've been successful in everything we did. So if at some point you want to make an investment, you've seen our work, I mean, up close. You know we're professionals and we can even manage our way out of difficult situations, right?
Roll for persuasion with disadvantage.
Why is it disadvantage?
Yeah, right.
Why? I mean, look, we're having a short rest. I mean, without us,
you're
they
trying
would.
to give a speech to him, who you are. So.
Yeah, but at the right moment. Like, he's tired, he's been saved by us just now, we freed him, so it should be with advantage, if anything.
Please roll.
16 and 19. So 16.
16. He hears your voice and your reasons, and he is. You definitely have more skill than this fella, and definitely know how to handle a hit or two. I can give you that for sure, but who actually allowed you to get out of the cage? This one. This is my favorite hand.
Yeah, well, without us, it would still be in that cage, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's probably true, yeah. I mean, they fed you in the first place. What did you say? And he turns to Rave. What did you tell this black devil?
Well,
You
you know,
heard,
it's it's a business secret. Like, you know, we are good in persuading even enemies. You know, the drow, dead cursed elves in a lake. We're good at talking. You know, we can fight, but we can also talk ourselves out of situations. But we don't disclose or this is top secret business information.
Dwarf looks at you with a bit different look now. More like interested.
Well, am I sure it's interested or?
It's definitely different. Bob, would you like to do something?
Yes, I wanted to go down and cast alarm on the passage that we went through. It should take me 11 minutes. So that I know if someone passes by, and then I will have a...
What is the range of that alarm?
1 mile.
1 mile, okay.
It's quite
So
okay.
you can see how Bob stands up casually and walks down into the tunnel, disappearing from all views. You are passing some... How far do you go?
60 feet or so, 80 feet.
Not far, not far.
Yeah.
As you are starting to cast your spell, you hear a movement on the ceiling, and you see that there is a drow sitting right above you, and he carefully observes what you are trying to cast. He doesn't say a word.
Wait. I'm gonna say in Elvish that I'm gonna cast the protection trap, and please don't step into it. But it will not trigger for him anyway, because I can designate the people I wish the trap would not trigger. So, but I will say to him anyway.
Okay. He nods. He appreciates.
Yeah.
He says, "That's a good thinking of you. It's never simple to leave a guard on his own. Thinking about the lives of others in your group or party or family. That's very noble of you."
Yeah, I'm constantly thinking about the lives of others.
That's good to know. That's reassuring.
Yes.
Sure,
How
we've
to
noticed.
convert them into Irene's faith.
He asks you, "I've seen you exclaiming this name before. The name that has been pronounced by my people as the cursed one.
Well, can you tell me
What
why?
What is your relation?"
I've been rescued and I've been cured by the followers of this cursed person. So when I needed help, when I was poisoned, I received help for almost nothing in return. So now I'm helping others and trying to be helpful myself.
He thinks for a second. That sounds to be fitting me. I would like to know more about what they offer, what they want, and how do they do that.
Can you understand common though? I will speak few words in common to him. No? I will show him that there's a book, but it's in common. So unfortunately cannot give you the book, but maybe I can read it to you if we will have a bigger rest. But you can also meanwhile tell me what do you know about Irene and why is she called cursed and what exactly happened?
By the
Because
way,
this
does
part
Howard
of the
hear this
story-
conversation?
Or
This
was
part of the story is left outside of the book that I have here. My book covers only the story from the temple. Maybe we can write, our own story based on your knowledge that would supply the missed parts of my book.
He thinks a second. All the words can be twisted and turned into somebody's advantage. All what I heard before, now, when I think about it, can I even trust it? Everything what I did before, it doesn't seem right. I don't understand how haven't I seen it before. I don't understand my people. I don't understand why do they keep kidnapping people and following their way. The wolves, she's definitely an evil. How can they not see that? And about the Irene, I mean, we have been taught about her since the early ages that anyone mentioning her name, now the main, or even questioning her existence and her actions would be either trialed or killed on the spot, or worse, or else given as in the servitude of priestess. That could be even worse.
Okay, so the priestess are really involved into Irene, not like a normal soldiers. It's mostly the priestess. So there has to be some connection between Lolth and Irene, which is already a good information. It already helps kind of to continue the research.
Men decide something? You clearly don't understand anything about my people. Sometimes I think that men don't matter. They don't decide anything in this world. At least in my world.
Well, all of the priests of Irene are men, in a contrast to priestess of Lolth. So maybe they had a conflict in their religion, and that happened.
You see how his eyes are like raising up, like as this information is a great shock.
Yeah, but as I said, this is not a military organization, and we're not enslaving anyone, and mostly helping, curing the wounds, helping with the illness, with the disease, helping as much as possibly.
You said you have a book. I would be happy if you could read it to me.
Yeah.
Or if you could teach me how to read it.
Teach common? I think that's possible since I can speak Elvish. Is the book really big or not? I think it's like.
Are you talking about which book are you talking about?
Demagogue of Irene that I have.
No, the Demagogue of Irene. So it's approximately 150 pages. So it's a medium size of the book. It's not big.
I can translate that into Elvish in like 2 days or so. Yeah.
Or if you spend your time, you could.
Yeah. It's not like copying a magical scroll where you have to be super accurate. So I'm gonna tell him that I'm gonna make a copy. It's gonna be faster than teach him in common.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
that's a wonderful gift.
You will know a bit more, and
all this conversation happens while he is still standing on the ceiling, looking you in the face.
Already used to that trick. We can also do that. I'm just not sure how he will feel outside. Maybe you have different thoughts, but doesn't change that your physical condition. The light might be still harmful for you, but we will see. Maybe not.
Back to the camp. Rafe, you currently tending to your wounds and trying to heal yourself. You definitely feel way better than back in the cell. You feel that this freedom to move and freedom to express yourself, and especially the whip that you have just recently gained, kind of gives you a bit of confidence in your powers and how you can command your will on others. You currently observe how Farward and Raven Gaki, they have a conversation about the business opportunities and what the investment was about. You hear the background story. Would you like to do something?
No, I won't get involved into their business. Someone else is trying to convince the entrepreneurs. Yeah.
Farwald, you notice that during your conversation, the rave stays untouched by the topics that you are currently conversing.
Rich parents.
That's alright. I mean, not everybody's an entrepreneur. But I mean, I think I also noticed that Bob is gone for a long time together with the drow, right? I mean, are they about to return or?
You want to go and check?
Yeah, actually, maybe. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna announce that I'm quickly gonna check for them because I haven't seen them in quite some time. So, following the way where Bob left.
You're standing up and going to the entrance to the tunnel. Like you're passing several dozen meters until you see that there are two figures standing. One of them is in a black and white robe on the ground, holding a book in his hand. Meanwhile, there is another figure standing on the ceiling, looking in the face and on the book at the same time. You recognize that currently this is exactly the moment where Bob shows that he has a book of Demagogue of Irene to draw.
Oh, what is this talk about Irene here? You know who saved us from this situation, don't you?
Rafe, you
was
feel
not
how
Irene.
behind your back there appears the voice.
Oh my god, they're doing it again.
Just throw this book already out. Why are you carrying it? It's an empty book, right? From the potions, something.
Yeah, but it's useful if I want to write something there, maybe.
What
It
happens
would be
if you
good
write
time for you
Irene
to
into
write.
it?
Infinite loop.
Repeats your mobility. Yeah.
Well, I'll write it, then I'll read it, and it's gonna be gone.
I mean, as Farward comments to us, Farward, it's a book about Irene, and of course, Irene played a significant role in what happens to this fine soldier.
Oh, I think you're misinterpreting the situation. This was all due to the big Anacreon. God of knowledge.
We have the how do you call it? Deity fight now, religious fight. Please keep on.
Irene has a good history of, helping the draw to find their way out to the light, and that's what Church of Irene does, basically. So I don't see anything unusual in this miracle that happened. Sudden realization. I went in as a priest of Irene, and suddenly when we needed help the most, so this happens exactly when we need it. I don't think this is a coincidence. And Anacon, I'm not sure, he's a powerful deity, but I don't really remember him helping anyone. He Did he help anyone?
So I look at the Drow's face. I look him into the eye, and I say his name, Rizantar. Do you remember that you picked up a deck of cards? Maybe when you went through our stuff.
He doesn't remember.
Maybe.
Not.
Come on, he should.
He should.
Maybe you remember that, and I'm very sure that this was the moment when everything changed for you. This very deck of cards was given to me by the powerful Anacreon himself. So it was his touch that really changed you and your life. Of course, Irene is a fine deity, they do good things, but it was really Anacreon's doing that changed your path. You know, Anacreon is, in contrast to Irene, he's like not thinking in terms of black and white. He's more like, he sees the vast,
So what exactly
the vast
the
array of
priest
opportunities.
Anacron do for people?
Yeah. Wait a
So
second.
Anacreon is all about knowledge.
So
Just
how
a second. Just
exactly they
I
help?
love the speech. Farwell, please roll for religion with advantage. Bob, you just roll for single religion.
Single religion.
No, without
Who's gonna
advantage,
win
yes.
this?
1d4 I have.
So I'd like to use my inspiration to do this roll again.
Oh my god.
Okay.
No?
No, don't do it. You'll
Okay,
never
then I
win.
don't. Then I don't.
Never win.
28.
So I mean,
Damn
Bob
it.
had certain time conversation before you joined it, so he has some handicap. He's ahead of you in this regard,
The
but
Drow is really stupid if he relies on his loud.
He has +9 for religion, my god.
Yeah.
so that would be a wisdom saving throw on the guy's side.
What, really? You have to a wisdom saving throw, or else you get just oh my god.
Oh,
Oh no.
Age of Empires, yeah.
So
He gets proficiency.
he hears you really attentively, both of you, and he seemed to be very open to all the information you are trying to convey to him, with a slight advantage of Bob, who has been just spending more time here now before Parvel joined. And he looks at you both, and I never previously had even a choice of thinking that there would be somebody else. This world, the Loth, would be controlling the way of things. But now I feel I have a choice. And seeing you two disagreeing about deities without killing each other on the spot, that's I feel maybe the surface dwellers are not that lost as I was told to.
Yes, I agree. On the surface, you definitely have the choice. But you must be careful, because there are real deities, and there are those who pretend to be.
Yes,
So,
exactly.
as many
The
nice
ones that
things.
help people and the ones that don't really help people.
Just as an example, no one has ever really seen Irene. So even if you go to the temple, it is just priests referring to her, and well, it is kind of difficult to believe, because what you see is people, but you don't see the deity itself. Whereas Anacreon, I saw myself several times. He even brought me back from the dead, and I have a tattoo to prove it. And this moment I show him. So
You see
even
that
though
the
I did
eyes of the drawers, they're like widening all up as you're telling about your experiences.
So even though I did a great mistake against my my deity's, my god's will, he decided to still bring me back. So yes, as I tried to say before, like some deities stay about black and white, good and bad, but Anacron is more about knowledge, so he sees both sides of things. And I mean, you certainly know by now, I think there's no such thing as pure good or pure evil, as you can tell by yourself in your situation. So I think
You just learned that those concepts exist.
exactly. So you're still on the path, but I would really recommend you to visit the Temple of Anacreon at some point. It's
Farvald, you already promised me to bring me to the Temple of Irene before, but I could also visit the, you call it a Temple of Anacreon? Sure.
It is a vast library filled with books covering all types of knowledge. Knowledge
Written
you
in
don't
common
even know you were
language.
missing.
Oh,
I'm sure there are also books in Elvish, and I'm also sure there are books in what do you speak Undercommon, if I'm not mistaken. So the library is vast. And of course I told you about the Temple of Irene, because you do have a choice.
So as you see, Farvald, the follower of Anacron, didn't really follow his guidance that the deity told him, and he was punished by his god. Now speaking that his god is not about black and white, and he doesn't punish people, but he was actually punished. And now he has these horrible tattoos all over his body as a reminder from his deity about his dark past. So he's not gonna forget and betray his deity again. But of course, we can visit the library. It has a lot of knowledge, but I'm not sure. You know, the knowledge could be used different ways. Could be used to harm people, and I think the Temple of Irene is more about helping people. But it's up to you whether you want, if you are seeking
yeah,
the knowledge or
the knowledge can
you're seeking the
definitely
help.
harm people, and he winks at you, Farvald.
That is-
You know what he refers to your earlier conversation.
What conversation?
Ray, back in the camp, you are currently left alone with the dwarf and Gaki, and you see how she actually finished up the song and the tune, and she starts cleaning up the instrument, and she quickly goes through it fixing up the strings and their position, and puts it all the way back. And you notice that she is looking left and right with like quickly running eyes about what to do. And as she's about to stand up, you see how a dwarf is like suddenly grabbing her by hand. You are not going anywhere. Just keep calm. Just don't bring any more trouble that you already did. No.
She just wanted to stand up or something.
She's telling him, "Come on, Falcon. What can I do? Like we're in the middle of nowhere. Like, come on. Don't be so serious." He looks at you. You know how I got these scars? Because of you. So keep calm, please. Don't move anymore. Right, you're observing the scene here, and you roll for insight.
No, today, not a single good roll. 9.
9. You feel that with this roll, in this relationship, there is definitely a certain balance of personalities, if you can say. One of them is highly enlightened and energetic. Another one is deeply pragmatic and kind of pessimistic. So together, they're kind of trying to keep afloat. But you are not identifying anything else in this scene. Would you like to do something during your rest? You still have some time.
Yeah, I'll tell the girl if she would teach me how to play the instrument a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. And absolutely. And she takes it out and she just gives it to you.
Oh my
And she asks you to just try. Roll for
Okay.
performance.
Oh my god. Performance. 17.
Wow.
For now that I know how to play.
Rafe, you recall that similar instruments you've seen earlier back in a castle were used by people of specific occupation, but you have never really been deep into that topic before, you never were thinking about it. And as you're keeping the instrument in your hands, it feels like a foreign alien object at first, something that needs tending. And you start to apply your fingers towards the strings, and you try a few notes, and actually you feel that your fingers are of a good size for exactly this type of instrument. They're quite similar to the hands of Gaki herself. And you notice how Gaki is carefully observing your interaction with the instrument, how you're holding up, you know. It's not about even the music, it's about relationship with the object. And she sees that you're taking it like with a care and with respect in a way. And she starts showing you a few of the simple motifs, like basically single string motifs, how to play. And you're spending your time trying to learn a few melodies. Are you proficient with any other musical instruments? Right.
Nope.
Well, as she's showing you simple things, you feel more accustomed to your hands. You would think that probably with time and effort, you would be able to pursue more. But as of this moment, yeah, it's just the intro. You would definitely need more time, but she shows herself as a skillful teacher.
Yeah.
So you pass the rest of the half an hour of the rest trying to learn a melody. Meanwhile, Bob and Farvald and the draw, the Rizant, are having the theological dispute back in the tunnel. All alone. All alone.
Actually, there's a catapult in the middle. All alone.
Yes, and as this dispute continues, Bob, you finished casting your spells, and yeah, we would that would be the end of your rest overall.
Okay.
So you all regroup back at the plateau of the camp that you gather up. She quickly gathers up her things, and Bob, you currently don't feel any movement except for designated creatures. By the spell you casted, you're back at the plateau. What would you like to do? Question to the whole party.
Oh, let's
okay.
go.
Sprint, prepare, like, do like, like gymnastics exercises.
You want to lead?
No, we're gonna have a run, like sport.
Yeah, I mean, but someone can do something and we'll just follow. Like the gym when you go to, I don't know, to Zumba or whatever, then someone is doing something and everyone else is doing the same.
You want to do like a warm-up exercise or something?
Yeah, that's what I got from.
Would that give us advantage on running or so?
Of course.
I don't know.
I mean, it could give you disadvantage on injuries.
Disadvantage.
on acquiring injury. So,
I mean, all we're gonna do is run, so let's just prepare it. Let's tighten up all, equipment, put all the unneeded stuff in the bags.
Yeah, I don't think that we
All
took a
of
lot of
that.
stuff out of them.
yeah, by the way,
No,
I
maybe we could-
noticed
Probably took like 3 swords.
on D&D
Maybe we
Beyond,
could
I
set up some
noticed there is a
traps.
side, not only backpack, but also bag of holding. So
Yeah.
at some moment you are able to move things to the bag of holding. Currently it's Rave has one, and that's it, yes?
Yeah, I mean, but both my backpack and my bag of holding are like empty on my character. Because at some point they were like added, and then everything that was the bag of holding was kind of moved to equipment in general.
So feel free later to edit that so that our weight is counted correctly.
Okay.
So who would like to lead the exercise?
I don't know, probably the one with best exercise skill. What is an exercise skill? Acrobatics
Acrobatics probably.
or athletics?
So athletics would be about physical power, acrobatics would be like a stretching dexterity.
Acrobatics. Who has more acrobatics?
From all of you,
I have +3.
Okay, then you win. I have +0.
Yes.
Of course. And I
Okay.
also have the power of Irene.
Or maybe we ask Gaki because maybe she has more dexterity.
Hey,
Gaki.
my new friend. What's her name?
Gaki, how flexible are you?
how horizontal can you be, yes? Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that goes into another direction.
So,
I saw it coming actually from the first time you guys talked, but okay.
so she's that was never my strong part, but she looks at Bob and she gives you bardic inspiration. Bob. So
Yes, I'll also give
can-
myself a guide.
you can add 4 to your next roll.
Wow, is that a cantrip?
The bonus
So
action.
with the
Nice.
bardic inspiration and the faith of Irene, we're doing acrobatics, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's do the warm up.
Yes. Let's do that. Good. So 12 plus 4 is 16.
Okay.
Yeah, 16.
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
16.
But 16 is good.
Okay.
Course, it's a lot
Everybody
of
roll acrobatic.
Okay. No, please.
Wow, crit. That's great. We have a positive and a negative crit here.
So, Bob,
Today's not the day.
please tell us the movement describes the exercise that you're currently performing.
I'm gonna like show them like the sitting pose and then like the yoga, whatever. Like the dog standing dog. Basically, it's gonna
Have
be
you
a
ever done any
yoga.
like warm ups in your life?
The up dog.
It's a
called the
wizard
up
warm up,
dog.
It's not very active.
Okay.
It's like after you read a book, you do a warm up exercise. Like warm your hands after writing the scroll.
Hop, hop, hop.
Yes. There's not a lot of activity, but I don't know. I will show that.
So, Bob, as you're observing the whole party trying to follow up, you see that Gaki is doing like fairly okayish job. Meanwhile, Farvald is being extremely enthusiastic and like repeating everything at the same time.
After our theological battle, he's like showing
invigorated with the proof that Anachron helps not only in religion but also in physical world.
Anachron.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Rafe, who can see the Farvald is like mumbling Anachron, now she's like she feels confused about all that, therefore she's like left hand, right hand, like she's not able to left
Do it at
leg,
the same
right
time?
arm, left leg, left arm, you know, she's like kind of a bit lost in this. You notice that the drawer is making this exercise kind of fairly easy for him, same as to your surprise the dwarf seems to be quite good about that. So you all feel kind of energized and warmed up, and you feel like your blood is boiling and running in your veins as you're ready to proceed uphill. And then the droid asking, so are we running? If we are running, that I'm not able to cover our tracks.
I mean, we don't need to cover our tracks, right? We already covered a lot, like all the way up here.
Mm-hmm. They should get here first, yeah.
I want to get out of here as soon as possible. I mean, someone said it's half of a day, and maybe we can run and be there in half of the time. Like, as soon as possible. I don't want to take a long rest here.
Okay, then please tell me your formation and the order you're running, as well as please tell me what if you are using any supporting spells as you're trying to run uphill in the tunnel.
Supporting spells for running.
Supporting items.
Okay, let's check. I don't think I have really supporting spells though.
I have a light spell that I can just light the way up for someone who's gonna be running first.
I mean, I can dimension door.
Yeah,
but we won't be able to meet
I mean, we have
somewhere.
We have one bag of holding, but the rest still needs to breathe, so.
You notice how the draw is he's casting a spell, and then once he opens up his fist, you find a small, round-shaped, something reminds you of the, what do we call it? For the word, seashells thing, жемчуг.
Gem? No.
Pearl? Like pearl?
Like pearls, yes. You notice like some dark blue pearls lying inside of his fist. There are 10 of them, and he takes 2 and puts it in his mouth, and he offers you all as well.
Okay, I reach out for whatever amount he gives me, but doing so I ask him, what is it good for?
We have some allergies just because of that.
Just because. Not because we don't trust you. It's just allergies.
That's energy. That's food.
Ah. Does it work for non-drows?
Yes. Probably.
Okay.
Right.
Let's take it.
I trust him and I just take it.
Maybe it's drugs. Like, then we're gonna start our trip.
Oh, a very different trip.
So you all gather those small pearls from his hand and eat it. It looks like this.
It's not showing.
Just a second.
No, it's broken.
Yes. Give me a few moments.
Damn.
You working now?
Oh, okay. So it's fruits.
Yes. So as you're taking the things in your hand, you feel this is a small, tiny berry. As you put it in your mouth and you chew it and you swallow it, you feel that as if it's from the inside, the small, tiny berry, it enlarges in size, and you immediately forget about any signs of hunger or need for food the moment it drops inside of your stomach.
Buy some of those.
So imagine it's like a power bar.
Nice.
That's
good.
You definitely feel ready for the extensive exercise. So, yes, then you're ready to move out. Please tell me your order, and we can continue.
Should go first.
Yeah, maybe I should go last, since I'm somewhat the tank now. Yes, and I have the shield. I can shield us from incoming ranged attacks, I suppose.
Yeah, fine with me.
Okay, I'll go after both.
I just want to mention I don't have a Spectre to call, yeah? So don't count on that in the fight.
It's okay. We've only seen it in action like once.
Maybe
So we didn't get used to it.
you want to give the dagger to one of our companions. Just in case they need a dagger. Hopefully Vistus. Okay, maybe not. No? Okay.
Do you want to kill someone?
No, but
The
in
Gaki
case
doesn't
someone
look
gets
like he has a
killed, we want
weapon. The Gaki doesn't have a weapon, it seems she only has a musical instrument.
Oh, she has the hair.
She had something like a
Concentration.
dagger or
She had a
so.
rapier with her.
Rapier.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, the rapier is pretty big. Dagger is much better in a closed. Whatever, if you don't want.
I mean, what the sword of Levistus is a short sword?
I think it's maybe even a dagger. At least those. Oh, I don't have it anymore.
No, I have the short sword of Levistus. But nah, I don't think they will die anyway. So.
No, okay.
No.
Ah.
But I like the way you think there.
Okay.
So, yes, as you're starting your elevation towards the surface, we're gonna play it out as the set of skill challenges. And how we're gonna play it out, we're gonna do it after a short break.
Okay. Set of skill challenges. I thought we were just running.
was not a trap, it was just an alert, so
Okay,
they would
we're
just
back.
know that we passed there.
We're back live. So, as you are trying to do your push towards the surface, so initially you are starting to keep the pace. So the order is Bob, correct? Then goes Ray, correct? Then goes Gaki and Okran. The draw is all this time moving on the ceiling. It's basically out of the order in the middle of your group. And Farvald is the last one. Correct?
Mm-hmm. I'd like to conjure a packed weapon before we start running.
Sure.
And put my shield on the back so that if anything should hit me from the back, there will be the shield.
Okay. What is
I
the
don't have
weapon
my
are you
whip in my
conjuring?
hand.
Wraith, which weapon you are carrying?
The whip.
You should be the last one. Run, run.
Rave, do you want to be the last one?
No. I mean, Bobby's already in front of me, so. Just kidding.
No. If I will be falling down or something like that, I think you can use a whip to like catch me.
Get back here! Huh?
Yeah,
Like a
Why are
rope,
you
right?
falling down?
if some monster grabs me, you can like counter grab or something. But we'll see.
Yeah. So first, as you're trying to push outwards all the way up the hill, you're running pretty on a higher speed than earlier, but you feel energized from a short rest you got, plus the food or energy bar that was provided by the draw. And also at the same time, this is the first time since your release, basically since you escaped, you feel that all the people in this group, they are united to a single cause. You seem to be operating like a single unit with a single purpose, going to the single goal. You feel the shoulders of each other. You feel the heavy breathing, but you know that at some moment, if something happens, you would have a shoulder of a party member to support you. This gives you this confidence. Right, group. Give me a few seconds. I'll play this one.
Oh my gosh. Music's gonna change.
Like a Super Mario music, you know, jumping
Yeah.
across the pipes.
If you want, we can go for it. Wait,
Come on,
where
it's
is
a
it?
tunnel. There should be nothing in there.
I don't know, maybe Intelligence Fortress would be good for everyone.
Yeah, we can use that.
I mean, I have no idea what kind of checks will come. Most of them should be acrobatics and athletics, but who knows?
So as you keeping up your pace, you feel like you're the unit of the military unit running at the same time, shoulder to shoulder, just as about to engage. 300 Spartans, but this time it's just 6 of you. So please everybody roll for athletics.
Ooh, 8.
13.
And you can add 5 to it due to your
Okay.
preparation.
So I got 13. So we have
18.
13, 17, and 18. Oh no, 18 and 18.
Okay, so far 13 is the lowest.
No.
Yes.
12 is the lowest.
12 is
Gaki
the
has
lowest.
lowest.
So, from all the pathing and the pace you're taking, you notice that the tunnel is periodically taken left and right, and you're trying to keep your formation. Most of the group, except for Gaki, they're kind of keeping the same pace, and that she's like, there's a few moments she's definitely not used in being in time formation, trying to do it all together as a unit. She's definitely more of a lone wolf in a way. So she takes it some time. Sometimes she's even beats on the left and on the right and kind of like out of the rhythm, disturbing others, but then she gets back into the loop and you're running further on. As the elevation continues, you're starting to break your first sweat, and you find yourself that the tunnel, as it reaches the climax, you see yourself on a giant black plateau. On the left side of you, basically in the middle of the pathing, the tunnel seemingly abrupt, as if there was somebody that broke the pathing. So currently there's only half of the road left. You would need to go all the way by the right side. Rave and the dwarf and the draw, you have a dark vision in the distance. You notice that there is dozens, maybe hundreds of columns of the stalactites hanging from the ceiling, and they all look quite sharp. So based on the current environment, Rave, you would think that this place probably has suffered from the earthquake as of recently, which has basically broke all the way of this pathing on the left side of you, leaving you only the tiny road to proceed. So currently you're trying to go by the road and avoid the area which has collapsed basically without stepping into the abyss. So since you're going information, please everybody roll for acrobatics.
Acrobatics now, okay. 10.
Cool.
I mean,
the dwarf crits in acrobatics. I want to see that.
I mean, are we trying to pass through like
It's a single person pathing now by the right side by the wall.
Because why?
Because the
We wanna
other
get to
path
the
is yes, yeah. You want to just continue by the same tunnel, which continues to elevate, but at the same time the left path is completely falling down. Opal's in,
Okay.
like it just fell.
Can I make a bridge?
As your which is your position in group first one?
Yeah.
Currently with the vision that you currently have, you don't see the other end.
It's more than 20 feet. Okay.
Yeah. So what is the lowest one?
Seven.
7, yeah.
By whom?
No, it's not 7. It's 9.
Because of the cantrip.
By Bob?
So it's still 9, yes.
Yeah, and Gaki also has 9. They both have 9.
So Bob, you go first. And how does Bob feel about the heights?
It's fine. It's nothing to be afraid of. Bob is not afraid of heights at the moment. At all.
Anything, like at all, ever.
At all. Like
Irene is just
jump.
protecting you all the time.
Literally, he's ready for jumping. Yes.
As you're
If
being
he's
so
needed.
self-focused and self-determined and thinking that Irene is gonna protect you of every single thing, you feel this proudness of leading this group of people, being the first one in the charge. But as your thoughts are drifting away towards like upper thoughts about the future, being Irene and Ikram.
That's the drugs. Mm-hmm.
Yes, you feel that at some moment your right leg is kind of slipping down, causing you to kind of like regaining. Rafe, what did you roll?
10.
10? So So as Bob is trying to move on, he's kind of trying to grab around to Rave, who is also not really like stable at all. Who was next in the line? The
girl.
the girl.
She has a 9 as well.
You feel this human pyramid is like trying to grab each other, and the girl, she's like being shaken by a Rave, and she's grabbing on the right side the first object it sees, and this is the beard
Here?
of the dwarf. You hear the squeak of like as like his jaw is like basically clanks down, and then he's like trying to hit it out, and he, with the power of his jaw, with his crit, he is throwing her back basically all the way, giving some immersion and inertian power to the Rave, which at her turn also pushes Bob back up to the way, so you are able to proceed with the pathing.
Perfect teamwork. Oh my god, amazing. And Farrell was like all the time.
I was
Okay, good.
prepared to fall.
Bob, yes, you felt you're prepared, but next moment could be fatal.
If we need to fall, guys, it's fine. We can all jump.
You hear this inspirational quote from Bob.
You see, Irene, helps.
Shouts the book in the back, Rave's backpack. So as you're following this line, you notice that the draw is actually easily bypasses you by the top of the wall. He walks on. He saw that at some moments you almost collapsed, and he was just about to reach out, but he saw that the jaw save by the dwarf, and he kind of proceeded on his own way, keeping ahead, keeping a scout. He soon returns, saying that the area ahead of you seems to be not really stable after the recent earthquake, so he suggests everybody to kind of keep calm and doesn't make extra noise and repeat the moves after him as he descends towards the flat ground as the tunnel regains its normal structure. So I would ask everybody roll for stealth.
Stealth. Why? Why stealth? I mean, I'm dead now. Yes, I have an 8. I had a crit, but of course I have disadvantage, so I have an 8.
Just take off the armor, didn't
I
we?
have a
Did we prepare for this?
Look at the dwarf, he's just rocking it.
yes, wow.
He also had disadvantage, but he doesn't care. Just
Wow, okay.
So as you're trying to follow in the steps and exactly in the movement, almost keeping your breath in for the next maybe half an hour, as the draw is keeping his extreme attention on the path, you feel that the earth under your ground, it's not stable, it's moving, it's trembling a bit. So this whole area is tectonically active. You can describe it here. So if you would like to sleep exactly on this flooring right now, you would have quite a rough time. So as you're trying to keep your steps careful, you notice that at some places where you would be stepping further on, the ground starts to collapse down, creating a similar hole that you've seen earlier, but just a much smaller size. Maybe this whole area of the tunnel could be collapsing anytime soon.
It's not nice.
Me too.
So, yeah, we just...
You see that the draw is kind of like still continues scoring craftily, but there are more and more of those holes appearing on different sides.
Are we going into volcano or something? What is going on? I thought we were going up.
Would you like to do something, or would you like to continue the same action?
I'd like to do something.
I mean, if it's a
Because-
non-magical flame, I can extinguish that.
There is no flame yet. There is nothing.
No flame.
The only sources of light is that. Do you have any sources of light?
Of course.
You have
I
light,
had
right?
the torch.
Light as a
I had
source
a
Yeah.
of
torch.
light.
So there is a torch and there is a light spell. That's the only source of light there. In this setting. As you're trying to use your movement and look around the area, you see that there are a lot of cracks in this part of the tunnel. In some places, you are even able to put your whole hand into the crack.
I'm looking at my teammates, and basically most of them are seemingly doing fine, right? Except me and Gaki. Is that right?
As you're trying to look around, you see that Gaki has probably the worst stable legs in the whole party, as she is the most shaken. She tries to mimic the moves of the draw, but it's very hard for her. The Rizantar seems to be doing that for years. You know, it's fairly simple. Harvard, you can roll for insight.
I mean, okay. Can I deduct what would happen if we kind of fail at this stage? I mean, I see there are holes opening up, but would I guess that we would be falling down deep, or what could happen?
That would be investigation.
Okay, then I just had a 12 in insight, and then I'm rolling for investigation as well. I have a 19 in investigation.
So your insight, you look at the Rizantar, and you see that he is actually casually walking. He is not even like really making a lot of effort in order to try to keep him stable, as if his own shoes are like helping them in that. With your investigations, you try to think about your surrounding and about the earth being kind of slowly falling down and collapsing. As you're using your senses of hearing, you only can hear this sand slowly falling, like in a sand watch in a glass hour, as if it's a pshh. But you don't hear any stones or any loud knocks of something falling down.
Risk it and keep going? I don't know. No, okay, I'll just I think I'll just use Dimension Door. And I'm gonna take Gaki as well because I see she's struggling. And I'm gonna take us probably, well, as far. I mean, I have a range of 500 feet. Can I see that far? I would take us as far as I can see, where I can see that it's safe.
So I would say your current maximum vision with the light that you have and with the shadows vision, I would say 100 feet about, 150 tops.
Okay. Okay, then let's go for 125. Yep. So I Dimension Door out.
This is the second time you use the spell. Can you tell us how does it look like?
Ah, well, actually, how does it look like? So, yeah, so right before I trigger the spell, I reach out for the shoulder of Gaki, so that I can take her with me, and so where we have been standing, you kind of see us flicker for like the quarter of a second, like quickly flickering, and then we're just gone, and there's like a, I don't know, just like a very low voice, like making like some poof, like, I don't know, the air filling the space where we've been, but it's not really loud. And then you see the same kind of flickering and blinking about 120 feet in front where we appear. But all in all, it's like not so loud. Oh no. What? Why? What? This sounds
So,
bad.
Bob and Ray, you both hear that there is like this whoop sound, as the Farwell just described, happening just where he was standing, and you see that in the next moment, he and Gaki, they disappear and reappear. But this wasn't the only whoop sound that you just heard. You feel that from the cracks of the ground, what just recently appeared on the ground. Previously there was nothing. You didn't hear any. You only can hear also the sand slowly falling down. But now you hear this hissing sound, and you see how some vapors are starting to go through the cracks into the tunnel you're currently in, from the cracks which are appearing on the ground. The vapor is like dark brown color, if you could say. Currently there's just a few tiny streams, but yeah, it seems to be intensifying as more and more cracks are appearing.
Should we do?
Rafe, you currently don't feel any taste, you don't feel any smells because of your artifact. Bob, you feel a strong sense of sulfur.
Great. Well, just move faster and maybe cover my face, so I have a time to react and if something happens. So, I mean, I feel safe that I have a reaction in case something explodes. I can misty step. Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling fine. If something suddenly blows into my face, I just want to cover it to be able to react at all and not be knocked down. Sulfur. What is that? Is that explosive? Any alchemist?
I will tell you exactly what happened.
Brave has an aqua lamp, right? So she doesn't care.
So the tunnel you're currently traveling through looks approximately like this.
It's just me and dwarf.
And as you observe in the cracks appearing more and more on the same left side where in the previous part of the path you saw the collapse, you see a green light appearing from the other side. The light is like orangish, reddish, but very, very tiny. Very, very tiny. It seems to be quite far away. Boba, you said you were walking faster, yes?
Yes. Well, I see that the Farwald is ahead, so we need to hurry up.
The power of Irene pushes you further and further.
Yeah, it's a competition versus Anacron. So who gets there first?
But Anacron already won.
I see the Farwald is really trying hard, yes, even with magic, cheating with magic.
But I'm saving other party members. I'm doing something for the party.
The dwarf, he is currently basically was in the middle of a group, and now he doesn't have Gaki next to him. He was just about to put her hand on the left where she just was this moment, and his eyes are going through the cracks, and he's like, oh. And the gas, the pushing. You think how does the earth relieves itself? The gas goes first.
Okay.
And he starts running ahead without caring about stealth anymore.
Oh, we were stealthing all of that time.
Yes, you were trying to move for the past 45 minutes slowly.
45 minutes?
Yep.
Everyone is proficient in stealth now.
Okay.
Not proficient, but quite experienced, if you can say. Not as Paula, of course. Yeah. But everybody has their own days. So as
Yeah,
you're
it's not
starting to run and keep up the pace, you all see how the draw, he is, the first moment he was just there on the ceiling running ahead of you, and the next moment the earth that he was there, his feet were basically glued to, cracked and falls down together with him, causing the domino effect as more and more and more of the pillars on the ceiling that he was running at start to fall on your way. So everybody please roll
Keep on
dexterity
running.
saving throw.
Oh my god.
Rafe, you do have dimension door, right?
I do, but will I leave alone?
No, you can take one person with you.
Should we just leave the dwarf there?
And I mean, you could take. I know, right? You're forced, though.
The dwarf is showing you, the drunken master style again, as like not a single piece of sand actually gets at him. Like he crits again.
Wow. Maybe we can just leave him alone. He seems to
Yeah,
be
just
fine with
dwarf.
crits.
He'll be fine here.
So he's
Why?
welcoming every single piece of stone flying at him, and with the feast, he's just able to bypass them. Regarding everybody else, the DC was 15. What?
Yeah, I lost.
You lost?
Do you have some inspiration thing?
No, I don't have any inspiration. My dexterity save was 6.
You have an aqua lung, you'll be fine.
Rafe, you get 6 bludgeoning damage from several stones.
6 damage, and that's what I dimension doored for? Come on.
Sure.
And 45 poison damage from the gas.
Oh my god.
You would stay there, maybe. But Rafe, yeah, you're the only one who got lower than 15, I guess. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Gaki. No. Dex,
No, they don't need to do that, right?
Everybody is good in Dex. Yeah. Yes, you are proceeding on, trying to bypass the rubble, and the draw is no longer trying to climb. He is telling you that the ceiling now is too unstable to actually keep up on there, and it's also both good and bad. It's bad because he no longer can use it, but good one, nobody else can ambush you from the ceiling right now. So he proceeds running through the rubble further on. You hear this hissing sound behind you. It kind of like it doesn't go, it intensifies. It's still in place. The vapor just follows you along, but this time it kind of concentrates on its ceiling itself. It just floats out. As you're currently on the move, nothing is happening to you, but yeah, the smell of sulfur is very, very intense.
We get rid of that somehow. Any alchemist around?
I don't think you can get rid of it. It's just like a volcano erupting.
Yeah.
So if we shoot it with fireball, it's not gonna disappear.
It's maybe gonna explode even. I mean, sulfur is explosive if I'm not mistaken. I wouldn't try.
Okay, then we're running. Yeah,
I think you can also misty step, right?
30 feet, so it's just literally if something is exploding in my face, then I can survive any damage at this point in lava. But then what? If I'm gonna survive in lava, then like what do I do then? Just sit there?
I don't know.
So I can survive some kind of explosion, and maybe I can have one more person with me, if some kind of explosion will happen. So Rafe can dimension door, Parvald is And ask Anacron for help. Resurrected.
Okay.
And I can
Actually,
survive.
DM, where did I land? Like, I dimension doored 125 feet to the front, but where did I end up?
You ended up basically outside of the reach of the falling rubble from the ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
and you all observe how Rafe has been hit, and she was given even a spin while she was running. Meanwhile, Bob is mostly like sniffing the air around, and Dwarf is just like doesn't even look like. You see the stones are just bouncing off him. He's just doesn't care. He's like a tank, bulldozer in that place. Probably he's the most comfortable at this moment in the surrounding than even the draw. Farvald, roll for perception.
17.
17. You notice that currently the pathing ahead of you, it separates into the 3 paths.
Nice.
So one of them currently is it would be a continuation of your current tunnel. It would just lead exactly the same direction. The other one goes also upwards, but to the right. And the left one seems to be descending 90 degrees to the left.
90 degrees.
Yes.
So it goes like this.
No, like it's to the left from your pathing, and
Okay. Okay.
You're currently ahead. You're currently by this crossroad, and with the perception that you have, you currently see that the pathing, which was taking to the front, just to the same continuation of a tunnel, you see a familiar greenish light.
Excuse me.
Familiar greenish light in the air.
So we found the
distance.
skeletons. So we found the skeletons again.
Farwell, what do you do?
Okay. So I take a look back and looking at the tunnel. So I suppose at some point lava's gonna erupt, and it's gonna look for its way up. And looking at the pathing, I try to determine where would it most likely flow to. Would it be flowing into the straight direction up, or into the direction to the right, which goes up as well?
Roll for geology.
Okay.
So that's
I have a crit.
Nature survival, please.
No one picked survival. Like, ever.
Nor nature.
Yes.
Let's try nature. Oh, 16. That was lucky. 16 in nature.
As you're looking and trying to think about how the lava flow or anything would take from here, you see that elevation to the tunnel on the right is way steeper. So it would be harder for any substance maybe to reach that place. So it's even steeper than you're currently using. So the one which goes ahead, it has green lights and it's the same elevation currently now. The one to the right is even steeper, but it doesn't have green lights. The one to the left goes down.
I choose the right one, which is even steeper. I mean, I look into it. Do I see anything? Any other clues? Like, this is maybe the walls of the pathing may be different. That we say it's like I don't know. It has a different origin. Is there a certain smell? Do I feel draft of air? Do I hear voices? Do I see people or shapes of people?
So we, I think, could use easily the roll that you previously did.
Mm-hmm.
And The path to the right of you looks approximately like this. You don't hear voices, you don't hear somebody's presence, but you notice definitely the tunnel to the right definitely has a way lower ceiling than the one ahead.
Oh, I don't like this. I
Rolling
don't like
again.
Bob, you're currently reaching the Farwell's position together with the rest, and as you're trying to like remove the dust from you, you see Farwell's puzzled face, and what do you say?
Which way the Anachron says we need to go? He knows everything, right? He is the deity of knowledge.
Anachron sure knows, but I'm not Anachron. So straight ahead there will be skeletons and we have to fight them, and to the right it's gonna be very narrow. Honestly, I feel more like fighting in an open space than being trapped in a narrow space.
Bob, now you can
So
also
let's just go
see
straight.
ahead the bunch of green lights float in the air on a distance maybe 200, 300 meters away from you.
I thought you were gonna say lights.
We're not gonna fight thousands of skeletons, right?
Oh no, not that.
Because
Maybe.
like, there's
Like,
not gonna be one.
maybe just like 5.
I have no idea how many. Like, we
Can
have
we
to
see
find
how
out.
many?
Is there
From
any
the
traces of
elevation that you
previous?
currently can see, if you're trying to estimate how many there are, it looks like a group because every single skeleton you've seen before had at least 2 of those for each of the eye sockets. So there would be a dozen or 2 of those lights.
Well, we can take them.
Like, is it ever first eruption of the volcano in this place? There was no previous traces of lava where it went to?
Roll for insight. No, investigation.
Roll for lava.
Roll for lava.
Investigation's better.
Floor is lava, yes?
24.
24. As you're looking around and try to identify the possible origin and the passing of the previous lava, you notice that the tunnel that I currently just showed you, it has at this moment has fairly polished walls. But the one tunnel which was going left to the depth, it has the same magmatic construction which you experienced earlier. So that looks like somebody that has been naturally
And the one to the right?
created. And the one to the right, it doesn't have any magmatic relation at all.
Why don't we go right? What's wrong with...
It becomes... It's deep and it becomes very narrow. So worst case scenario, it's a dead end. Lower worst case scenario, something's gonna attack us and we are not gonna be able to fight because, yes, or we might get stuck. The dwarf might get stuck. I don't know.
We have a history of creatures stuck.
Do it.
There was a Nyogi spider.
Yeah.
Monster.
Oh my god.
We have a size of alternation one still. It should work now by this time.
But it only works for one person for 1 minute, and if by then you're not in the bigger space, we know what happens.
Hey, what's happening? What? The dwarf is coming through.
I'll say it Kellington's then, okay.
Yeah?
Really?
No, really, I want to go to the right one, but if...
I also want to go to the right one. Okay, I'm not really close to
okay.
or something.
I'm gonna throw a coin. The head stands for the right, and the number stands for space.
Rafe, which way do you want to go?
I want to go to the narrow path.
Narrow?
Yeah.
Okay, so Bob.
The right narrow. No
So it's
scaling.
so it's 2
Yeah.
for narrow.
Yeah, 3 for narrow. Judging by my coin.
Okay, let's go.
Let's
I mean,
die.
if it's a dead end, we come back. If it's the other options, then let's see.
Okay, you first of all you notice that the climbing is way harder at this moment. You're no longer able to keep like a running speed. Rather, it's like you even need to use your hands in order to crawl all the way up. Please, everybody, roll acrobatics.
Oh, I got a 5.
Wow.
You have inspiration, no?
Yeah, but
Okay,
nah.
roll. What do we roll? Acrobatics.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think we fall back down.
I mean, not all of us. You obviously with 23, you're good.
But this.
So as everybody tries to pick up some speed in order to like start climbing, from everybody from the first try, Bob seemed to be like easily starting to master his moves, and he's using hands and legs and knees, making a break. And only after some time, Bob, you actually turn around and see that the dwarf and who was that? And Farvald, they actually have a very hard time even starting the climb. Like, and the draw is actually giving them a rope and starts pulling one of them with him, and you see that his feet are very like stable on the ground. He just pulls the dwarf with him.
He doesn't need to climb, he can just walk on anything. Such a good potion to have.
Farvad, you're currently having trouble to start. Do you like to improve your chances somehow?
I mean, do I hear anything like lava, or can I just try again?
You hear your party members slowly descending up.
Party members, someone throw me rope, please.
Whip?
Whip him!
But the whip is not gonna help me because it's only for attacks or saving throws, right?
I mean,
And this is neither.
it's kind of a little bit long, so you can hold it and then it can work as a rope, no?
I think the stream has just frozen.
No.
Mm,
No.